So he got under my skin every day. Every day. And then, of course, I made the bold move of sharing this story with Karen, who oftentimes, rather indelicately, reminds me of the concept of the mirror. Now, what am I seeing in this kid? What is it that's just, what's happening there? What's the dynamic? What am I seeing in him, or what's being reflected that I can really learn from? And I was listening to Wayne Dyer at Karen's prompting, of course. She sits me down. And he says that, if somebody comes into your life and is like that kind of a thing, somebody's the thorn in the side, they're sent to you. Oh, it's not a mistake. They're sent to you. So I know that this kid is, and he's, if I work to look past the stuff, he would do things like, Lord, forgive me for this. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but the chief engineer would come to the job site, and he's a, kind of a grizzled old guy, and he would walk up and been in the business for 35 years, He had a little goatee and a real cool looking hard hat with the wide brim, and this kid would walk up and just mirror him. The guy would be standing there like this looking into the trench, and the kid would be standing right next to him like this looking into the trench. One of those things? And it was almost as though you see in the movies when somebody's going to light a cigarette and all of a sudden the hand comes in from the side to light it. That was the kind of a... If you know what the word sycophant means, that's kind of what I was taken away about, of my impression of what this kid was like. But who knows where he came from? Who knows what he was dealing with in his childhood? What kind of a family upbringing he had, and what kind of starving for love issues that he might have. Really. And who am I to judge? You know what the truth is? The truth is this kid, he would challenge me on things. We have this piece of equipment that's a pretty sophisticated piece of equipment, and I'm not an expert. I know how to use it. I've been using it for a long time, but by no means am I an expert. Well, he started asking me questions about it. Well, how do you blah, 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 blah. And my first reaction was, well, what difference does it make, But I went back to my office and I picked up the phone and I called the manufacturer of the machine and said, well, yes, how does it take care of XYZ and blah, 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 blah. And now I know. So in a way, this guy was making me a better technician in the field. He was. I can't argue with it. I know he was. But boy, the difficulty in coming to my own terms, and of course when I talked to Karen about it, she just immediately threw up the whole mirror thing, and I saw him in a different light. I don't like him any better. I still have that issue to deal with, because remember, I've got that ego mountain that I'm dealing with, and that's my battle when I follow Santa's sleigh trails into next year. I know that that's kind of the stuff that I have to work on, and if any of you have ever heard me talk before, that's my, I got issues. So that's what I'm dealing with. But I also know that I'm a lover, and I also know that I have that buried inside of me, and what I have to keep reminding myself is that kid, he also has that. It may be buried. I may not be able to see it very well, but it's there. And when I hold that mirror up in front of him and I see all the crap that I really don't like about him, it's me. It's my ego. He's got this ego. Boom! It's just thrown right back in my face. How can I deny that? But every now and then I would see these little tiny inklings of humanity in him. Oh, listen to me, I'm making him sound like Attila the Hun. He was just a snotty-nosed kid after all. Really. But the point is, he had that position, I guess you could call it authority. He was overseeing me, which made it even... So, I really had my work cut out for me. And if I see him again, if I ever meet him again, I'll probably want to go out and have a beer with him and just kind of shoot the bull with him and tell him that, tell him what he's done for me and what he's put me through, but what he's done for me. So,